Okay, today I'm going to show you this look that I created with a whole heap of products that I received from L'Oreal. So I've got a liquid skin tint that I used first. Then we've got the Lumi bronze. We've also got the Lumi cheek and lip. So there's some, and the lipstick is probably a little bit darker than I would normally wear, but I actually don't seem to mind it. The cheek's quite popping, very fresh. So it's a whole heap of their products. I also use the chocolate brown eyeliner, which I love, and their chocolate brown mascara too, which I feel has added so much volume to my lashes. The other one that I actually love using, just lost it, is their brow pencil. So I used, it's not really a pencil, it's more of a felt, but check out the tips. So I will demonstrate this in the video of how I did my brows with those. So let's jump in. Love to hear your thoughts. Let's get going. Beginning this look by prepping my face with this really beautiful hyaluronic cream by Murad. So it's not a L'Oreal product to start off with, but I just really wanted some moisture into my skin. And you can see that I have a little bit of an allergy going on here, just to show you. The first L'Oreal product is this beautiful tinted daily fluid. It has an SPF of 50, so I'll show you on my hand. It is quite a nice color. It does have that little bit of tint and will give me that instant glow to the skin and also a little bit more warmth. So you'll see my face always just sort of glows up. It looks a little bit shiny and does get redder as I start placing products on, but this will calm down as we go. The next product that I'm going to use by L'Oreal is the True Match Foundation. Now, before we go on, my husband bought me this little coffee, so that was quite nice. And then I'm going to show you, we're going to use these 5 brushes today. These are the BK Beauty travel set, and I'm going to try and stay with just the 5 brushes to show you that you don't need a million brushes. So the True Match foundation that I have is the 16WN04, and the first brush out of the 5 that I'm using is the A101. So this is the Angie Hot and Flashy travel brush set. So it is linked in my Shop My under the BK Beauty brushes, and it is definitely my favorite set of all, and I feel these are the only 5 brushes that you will ever need. So if you're looking for a good set of brushes, these are definitely a must. And as you can see, I'm just turning that brush over to make sure I don't get too much foundation into my hairline. Being a little bit more grey, it does go in there a bit. The next brush that I'm using is the A506. This is the little kitten paw. I love this brush. I have this in the travel set, but I also have it in the larger size, and it is in my professional kit as well. It is definitely one of the brushes I'd say that you must have. It's perfect for over the eyes, under the eyes, and any detail. And you can really flip it over and use the angle. It's just such a beautiful brush to use. I'm going to go down my neck and a little bit on my chest there. I do have a lot of redness, so that's just my skin. It's very hot and humid here at the moment. The next product we're using is the Lumi. This is a bronzer, and it's a little bronze stick. Now, I love these. So this one is called Sunset Door. It's the 130, and I'm using the angled brush out of that set, and that is the A507, and I'm just really using this as a bronzer to warm up my face, give it a little bit of shape, but more importantly, just some warmth. I'm going to go up the nose a little bit, and I'm not being really particular. I'm just wanting that nice flush of warmth. Changing to that smaller A506 brush and placing it over the eyelids as well. Again, to give these warmth, a bit of shape, and really help lift up that area and the socket line there up on the brow bone to give my eyes some lift and sort of avoid some of that hooding that you get as you age. So nice and simple, just a swipe over the eyes. Now, the next product we've got is this blush. Now, this is pretty intense for me. It is Le Liquid Blush. It's the Lumi, and it is in the shade 630. It's called Glowy True Rose. So using that same angle brush, and I'm just tapping it in exactly where it was, and then just up into the temples there and just over the nose. Beautiful flush of color. Now, this isn't a L'Oreal product. This is a Youngblood. This is their bronzer, and I'm just placing this in the socket there just to set that creamy product. Otherwise it will move. Our eyelids are naturally very oily and we don't want that to move. So the brush that I'm using is the A502, and I'm really just setting that product in place just so it doesn't get all creasy and move. Now, this is one of my favorites out of this haul, and this is the Haute Couture, and it is the eye pencil, and it is in a gorgeous chocolate brown shade. It is super creamy, very, very easy to blend, and nice and soft, so no tugging or dragging on that lash line or that eyelid. As you can see, I'm placing it very, very close to the lash line. I love getting it really close, and I like doing what we call the tight line as well as that top area, just to add that extra little bit of drama. Small amount under the eye, and I'm just smudging it out with my finger, and I've done a very small baby wing. Keeping in with the chocolate theme, we've got the Panorama. This is their mascara. Now, this says volume million lashes, and that's exactly what it's done. It's given me so much volume in my lashes. They do look a lot thicker. Even though it's brown, it still looks like it's there. Like I always sometimes feel like black's the most dramatic, but this is beautiful. Definitely a win. So the brow pencil, or I would say brush, is super cute. It has these two little brushes so you can actually create, I really like it, real hair-like strokes. So it looks super, super natural. The shade that I'm using is Blonde. So what I didn't notice, and I will show you in the next slide, is when you put the lid on, it's like in a little suspension. So it literally pumps the product. So here it goes. It just pumps the product out. So that's what I should have done. So in between each one, put the lid back on and pull it out, and then you'll get a little bit more product. As always, I love to comb the product through the brows. The lip pencil, now this is a bit darker for me, but I'm giving it a go anyway, and I actually don't mind it. So once again, super, super creamy. It goes on beautifully. I like to overline the middle of the top and the middle of the bottom. And as you can see, I'm going to smudge that out with my finger. And when I did the line, I didn't go right into the outer corners. There is a reason why I don't do this on myself, and that's because my lips naturally turn down. And if I go right out into the outer corner, it brings them down further. So the L'Oreal lip gloss is again beautiful, and again it's a 630, so it's a beautiful shade. Now, just to set this with some translucent powder from Youngblood, just because it is a little bit dewy, it's very humid here at the moment, so I just wanted to absorb some of that excess oil. You could leave it if you like that dewy finish. My oils will come back to the fore anyway. And then I'll show you, I've had my hair clipped back, so I'm just going to bring that down. This is pretty much how I do my hair, and that is the final look. So that's the final look using all the L'Oreal products. Let me know what you think. I'll show you what my outfit is today. I'm just wearing a very simple shift dress. This is a very cheap little dress, but it's like a linen blend, perfect for our weather. It's very hot and humid at the moment, so this is great for me to work in. You know, it's not too short, so it doesn't ride up, doesn't gape at the front when I'm working, so just perfect for this weather. I paired it back with my Frankie 4 shoes. These are like walking on cushions, perfect when you're standing like for a few hours at a time. So that is the final look. Let me know what you think about this video and if you'd like to see more of this content.